Okay, welcome back to my channel, Libra. This is just an en route read for you. So I'm using a different deck. This is the Priestess of Light Oracle Guidebook, Sandra Ann Taylor, Kimberly Weber. So I'm just going to start out going through a few of the cards here. And again, I'll take you through tarot later as well, but this is more for the month of March. So before I get into it, I just want to organize myself a little bit here. So I just want to go over some of the cards here that I've got. I did pull a few sort of fell out together, so I'm going to just stay with them. But innovation, new creations. This is for the month of March, by the way, 2024, whenever you find this. Calming the waters, peaceful, self-regulation. We also have miracles, ancient wisdom. And we also have friendship, support, fun, unity, play. This is for March, by the way, and it looks very good. We have the wings of light, becoming something new. And we also have earth magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles. And we've got bright heart, light, open connections. So starting off with the card of innovation, I mean, clearly this is about you creating something. So when you take a look at sort of the imagery here, this is about exploring new areas of your life or new creative ventures, inventing something new, anything that's more of a discovery in whatever area that you are focused on. Again, it's going to be speaking to you all differently. It is a general read. The other part of it is, in fact, that you are all making decisions on different timelines. So not each one of you make a decision on a Saturday that relates around the same aspect. Some of you are also moving into areas of your life a little more swiftly than others. So again, just to be respectful of that time. But anyway, but either way, again, if this is energy that you've already sort of delved into, and then this is something that's further out, just know that you are moving into the direction of, if not already, finding more confidence. And there's a lot of mental activity that goes with this particular card. So this is a card of, again, any kind of newness or discovery that's in around something that you're trying to, I don't want to say just explore, because you're really trying to make it better, improve it in some way, or you're feeling a lot more of a level of control around some aspect for yourself. So whatever that is for you, there's some kind of, incoming call. 1 second here, guys. Sorry, guys, just incoming call here at the time, so it kind of interrupts with my phone here. But either way, as I said, the card is still speaking more directly to you taking charge of something that might be, that you're doing a lot of delving into the mind to get to this point. So we'll kind of go through everything and I'll see if I see more action taking place. But technically, it kind of feels like it's more in the realm of a lot of mental activity. So I don't know that there's a lot of movement yet in the month of March. But once we do the tarot, maybe that will be another layering that will kind of give us a little more detail. Either way, this card does speak to a new creation. So whether or not you're thinking of getting into, the card sort of indicates real estate or something in around spirituality, but it's a creation nonetheless that's unique to you. Could be music, could be art, anything along that line. Like I said, maybe you're going for school or some kind of certification. Either way, you are capable of achieving it in this month, and there's definitely some level of movement in that direction. The card can indicate that there is an indicator of some conflicted path, and maybe that's something that you're coming out of, because it does speak to more potential rather than indecision. So it's almost like the card indicates that there is a level of self-doubt, but you're trusting yourself more and listening to that heartfelt path and moving it forward. I did pull the clarifier here, which is the bright heart light, and it does feel like whatever it is that you were indecisive about, it feels like you're moving in that direction a little more confidently, or doing more explorations in regards to that. So again, this is a card of making those meaningful connections, putting things together, making something make sense. So if you were trying to figure out the details to something, that's what's happening here. It looks like there's some kind of a new path or a new bright idea or something here that you're trying to do a little bit more research on. And so because of that, you may still be in that space, a lot of mental activity still going on in that area, in that realm. So either way, you're just trying to figure things out, is really what I would say there. Because the bright heart light is, even though some elements might be outside your control, it is still, helping you to find the connections to align everything. So again, there's a lot more detail that's opening up to you, and you have a lot more support in around this new path, or whatever this idea is for you. So then we're kind of moving this into the calm waters. So it feels like you're in a space where, again, you've got more control. There is definitely a feeling that you are, able to regulate your emotions and in a more practical way. So it does align with, you know, a meditative quality or some level of peace here. So when you look at her head here with the crown on top, there is a lot of mental energy that's focused here. But again, even in terms of advice, it would be maintaining a calm approach to your tasks. So even if you don't have all of the answers to these everyday activities, you can at least find some level of organizing or prioritizing in this period, because there's so much mental energy that's still kind of behind the works with a new idea or something new that you're trying to innovate. There is also that sense of, you know, you are motivated by, you're self-directed, you're motivated by your own promptings here. This is not something where other people are coming in to say, hey, you should do this. It's you who's actually trusting your inner voice, really, and able to make sense of the direction. And again, doing a lot more research that involves putting the pieces together and matching things up. So we also have the card of Earth Magic. So I did actually pull a couple of cards, and I'll get to that one here in a second. So Earth Magic is fearlessly removing those obstacles. So you're in a time where you actually are finding some peace because you know how, and that's because you've integrated a lot of the lessons already, and you're able to, you know, go through things in a more fearless sort of way. Not that I feel like there's any real challenges in this particular time anyway, or at least the cards in this particular read are not representing as that, but it certainly does speak to you finding the keys to unlock your answers, finding the information as you need it, you know, really looking at your life in a very determined way. And you're certainly in that space of removing any negative energy around you, or at least you're removing yourself from the negative energy. So I don't feel like you are in a space of a lot of negative thought patterns or self-criticism, anything like that, but that may have been habits or something that was blocking you before, but that seems to be opening up here because you are finding some peace, because you are now prioritizing yourself. So that's a big switch out. There's also the other card below here that does speak to you following a lot of your intuition and those promptings. Like I said, the card of telepathy still speaks to finding peace, and much of the information you're sort of being guided to in terms of, you know, what's around the heart chakra, what's around the crown chakra. So it's anything that is telepathically being communicated. It's where you stop, breathe, you trust. It's where you actually have a lot more, it is a 21, or sorry, 2. It is a card, the card of 2-2. So that is a 4. It is a card of being balanced on your personal path. But again, it still feels like you have a strong connection to spirit, and you are opening up to that in this time, in the month of March. So I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of downloads in this period and able to keep the miracles coming, because that is the next card out here. So the card of miracles does indicate in the month of March, there's going to be some things that start to come in for you that may seem a little bit more miraculous than what you have otherwise experienced in previous months. But this is really the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, of course, is that card of sort of the mysterious element. You may be coming off a little bit mysterious here as well, but it's really all of the 4 queens rolled in together. So it's being receptive, it's using divine wisdom, it's, you know, able to represent as a miracle in a sense here as well, because you're resonating, or your vibrancy is more along that frequency of building, you know, building miraculous things. So this is also where you're able to arrange the energy or arrange things in a particular way that may look magical, but in actual fact, it comes from that inner knowing and that wisdom that you're able to approach your life at in this time. So again, a lot of things starting to align in the month of March, and I feel like you are able to let go, find some inner peace, because you're more connected to spirit. And again, like I said, there's also a lot of things that are starting to become established. There's healing that's taking place. There's emotional balance. Just a lot of things that seem to be benefiting you at this time. And again, it's because in part you're prioritizing yourself, and you're really focusing more on that element to make these life-changing miracles take place. So I feel like you're kind of unlocking you're unlocking your own keys here to become more successful in whatever it is that you're trying to innovate at this time. And again, there's a new idea of some sort here that's on the table. When we get to the wings of light, that is where you are becoming something new, and that is the clarifier for the miracles. So just know that whatever this path is that you're on, you are now in a space where you are changing everything up. So again, that's something new that is also, going from the high priestess, which is a very divine sort of card here. That card also indicates that you're working to it's a radical shift here to become something new. So even though you're doing it on sort of the down low, it's a very quiet transformation, but it is pushing you forward in a very dramatic way. So you are putting some practical, elements into place here with research and organizing things and getting things together, but that's the practical element. But there's still a lot going on in sort of that mental space. So there might be something that's fairly sudden that takes place in terms of a miracle, or that feels like it's, quite unexpected, that is to your benefit. So whether this is, the card does sort of reference it as in terms of a move, but it doesn't have to be a move. It can be, because it's under the card of miracles, it's something that you want. So if that's what you want, then that is something that is more supported in this period. But with every step forward, just know that you're no longer stuck. Everything is opening up to you. And I not only have, there's a lot of support that's coming in here as well with the card of friendship. So I feel like you have a lot more people that are starting to come around you, or you're coming, into more activities or something along that line that makes you feel more connected either way, because the card of friendship is support and it is play. It is something of a kindred connection. It's a happier time. It's a more, uh, it's a more of a, almost like the Three of Cups energy, where there's could be an outing of some sort here, but either way, there's deep feelings of support. And whether this is family or friends or people that you consider, family, that kind of thing. Either way, it's a shared happiness. So it's not just about you at this time, even though there is more focus on you to sort of move things ahead. So I would just say that you really have some amazing cards here for the month of March. We'll do the tarot and see if everything else still matches up on that front. Again, you're all in different timelines, so there's going to be a little bit of variance, but for the most part, it's the energy you're moving into, or again, some of you may be further into it and others may be just moving into this. But either way, the biggest change that I see coming in here is that you are becoming someone entirely different. I'm not saying entirely different in that, you're not the same you, but you certainly approach things in your life differently. You're prioritizing yourself differently. And I think that energy is starting to magnify and draw people to you as well in this period of March. So like I said, you have a lot of positive cards here, and you're very connected to spirit to create the balance in terms of emotional regulation. So anyway, that's what I have for you for the month of March, and we will just keep going with the tarot cards following. And I've got the Art of War cards. I don't know if I ever used them for you guys, but we'll throw it out there and see what happens. Have a great day. Keep moving forward and look forward to the next card, or the next read.